Hi there, and thank you for requesting this case study about this lady that landed her dream job. I'm going to take you through her profile and what we did with her profile, and also how we helped her land her dream job. So, we're going to start with her wish list. She had a very, very specific wish list. She wanted to land a fully remote job. In other words, she wanted to work from home, but she lives in a small town in New Zealand, and she did not want to move her family away from that small town. She wanted to keep living there in a rural area, and she wanted to land her dream job offshore and earning her money that you would be able to earn in a bigger company in a city, but she did not want to move. Also, she wanted to work offshore in Australia because she knows that Australian companies pay better than New Zealand companies in terms of her niche. So she was targeting Australian companies, earning in Australian dollars. She also wanted meaningful work. That meant work that was aligned with her niche or her specialization. She specializes in helping startup businesses build their business as from a marketing perspective. She's a marketing specialist, and she helps them build their business from a marketing perspective. And when I go through her profile, you'll be able to see what she specializes in. So she was very specific about what kind of work she wanted to do and what kind of company she wanted to work for. Also, the companies and the products need to be meaningful to her and not anyone. And of course, she wanted to earn above average pay. So first, I'm going to show you her profile and how we went about creating that profile, but then I'm going to show you why we did the things we did so you can understand how her profile came to be the way that it did. So this is her LinkedIn profile here. This is all we used to be able to get her in front of her ideal employers. Just quickly, this is what her profile looked like. I'm going to go through the detail of this in a second, but there's a method behind all of this. And that is what is very, very important here. We needed to be able to get her in front of her ideal employers, being the most visible candidate and also looking like the most valuable candidate. Now, the reason we do this is we follow a three-step method with anyone that we work with, doesn't matter whether they're an immigrant, international candidate, or locals, to make them the most visible, most valuable candidate. First, we find the niche and the job that they're going to target and then analyze 200 to 300 job descriptions to check the requirements and then find their ideal employers for them. So in the case of international candidates who need sponsorship, we also find the sponsors for them. In her case, she didn't need sponsorship because New Zealanders have full working rights in Australia. So we didn't need to find sponsors. But once we had this information and what these employers wanted, what they were looking for, then we could build a value profile. And I'm going to take you through that profile and show you all the elements of it. But then we also had to get that profile in front of her ideal employers with specific strategies that did not involve applying online. We knew that applying online didn't work for her, didn't work for other people the same. So we needed to implement different strategies. Just a word of caution here. These strategies come from a response in how employers find their talent. I'm going to show you this because this is profound in terms of understanding why we implement these strategies. So employers follow a very specific process. Any employer, when they want to recruit people, first, they are going to look at who they have available. And all employers have a pool, a database of people they already have available, already know about. So first, we needed to get her into the pool of her ideal employers that we found in the first phase of the work. So that is where a direct approach strategy works very, very well. If an employer can't find someone this way, then they will go to their network of trusted people, their peers, their acquaintances, or their colleagues. So we needed to build her a network out of hiring managers inside her ideal employers and get the profile in front of those hiring managers. That is where a network or connection strategy comes from. We call it the Magic 500. If an employer can't find someone that way, they will informally advertise the job, usually on a LinkedIn post or on Facebook or on their website. Otherwise, they've got to pay money to add the job to Seek or to LinkedIn Jobs. It costs about $3,500 per month per job ad for an employer. For small startups, we knew that they would not do that. So these three strategies here was a really good idea in place in his situation, because we knew it was very small chances that these jobs were going to be advertised. So direct approaches, having a network, and then knowing where they put their job ads, if they did any, was a really good way to access the hidden job market. This is the hidden job market. Now, if an employer can't find someone this way, then they will advertise on Seek. Then they've got to pay money, they've got to find a recruiter, but that's also where your competition is. So we stay away from that and we play in these first three pools here with three different strategies. So that is where the strategies come from that we help the candidates with in the visibility strategies. Let's go back to her profile and see how we implemented this. First, obviously, she's a digital marketing specialist. Up here, she had she had this in her headline, but she also had in open seeking opportunities in Australia, and that showed her availability for the type of work that she was going to try and find, fully remote work. Then in the About section, it's an introduction saying who she is, what qualifies her, and also giving a little bit of detail about her skills and also how she used her skills. And then here, making sure that the actual top skills that the employers were looking for is displayed in her top skills. Now, how do you get this here? First, you're going to research what the jobs require and what the employers require. Like I say, when we do this for a candidate, we do this research, takes 2 to 3 weeks. But that produces a list of skills keywords. These skills keywords then get built into a profile like this in different sections and places of a LinkedIn profile and is then displayed here. But it takes a bit of curation to be able to do this, to come up with the skills displaying. So when an employer opens up this profile, they immediately see the skills that they're looking for right up front. The second thing that they're looking for is prove it. Prove that you can do the things that you say you can do up here. This is just a list of skills. So what we did is we put up some featured items that proved that she is capable of doing these things and that she excels at it. So there's different stories here, which are just short form stories about instances where she excelled in things that she actually did. And you will notice quantifiable information here about how she improved things, how she built an employer with her marketing strategies, etc. Strategically in the middle here, we have her receiving an award with a business that she has helped build in New Zealand. It is put strategically in the middle here because this is naturally where someone would be able to find the detail, or would they be looking. And then there are some more of these examples here, but most importantly, in her project section, this is where we put her projects. So these are expanded examples of the detail of what she did. And when we produce a CV or we put anything in front of anyone anywhere, this is where we bring them to so they can see the detail. This is in the star format. So this is a star profile. Usually people wait to go into star for an interview. We don't do that. We just put this stuff in front of employers before you even get to an interview. Subsequently, she had 3 shoulder taps from different employers. And this is the one employer that she decided to go forward with. And this is the employer that obviously hired her, and she is now happily working for them. Her pay that she received was 30% above what she actually was aiming for. So that's an incredible outcome. Now, how can you get a profile like this? Like I say, if you want us to help you with everything, this is the process that we go through. First, we're going to research your niche, research the jobs that you are targeting, and find your employers for you. If you're an immigrant, we need a eligibility assessment to be able to do this work. You can't do this without an eligibility assessment because the information comes from there. Then we built a profile that matches what the employers want and match the jobs, what the jobs require. And then we implement 3 different strategies to get you in front of those employers, make you well presented, make you implement these strategies with clarity. They all have KPIs to meet. And therefore, you will dominate the market. You're the most valuable, most visible candidate. If you want to work with me getting to this stage, the only way is to book a strategy consultation with me. For that, you can go to elitecareermentor.com. And that is where you can see my detail, or you can see how to book a strategy consultation with me. There's a video here explaining everything. And here is a button to book a strategy consultation with me. So again, with everyone, we're going to follow this 3-step process, but you can't get into this until you come through on a strategy consultation with me first. So go to elitecareermentor.com if you need me to help you with everything. I hope this case study was helpful in showing you exactly how it all comes together and how to land a top job remotely offshore at higher pay without applying online.